That's quite.
You understand? I built like 20 homes for the elderly in a place that is difficult to build homes in Atabon. I built schools there. I built, health centers. I built communication centers for the military. And all those things we left there. Nobody has asked any question. And I've kept quiet, we tried and tried and tried. Out of frustration, in February, quietly, I started going around the embassies. I had a meeting with the American Consul General. I did this petition, and went around to all the signatories to that Green Tree Agreement. And I was actually going to step out of this country. Because nobody has said anything. We did not vote for the governorship election. There is an injunction. As we speak now, that injunction has not been vacated. And nobody has called to ask, you people did not vote. Are we animals? Are we slaves in this country? That's the question I want to ask today. Enough is enough. We have been trampled upon enough. All
right. I want to thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us on the issue of Bakassi. And let me just give you the chance to say a final thing, I can.
Yes, I think the important thing here is the message you send across when it comes to self-determination. States are allowed to have their flags, they're allowed to have their national symbols and others. I believe in that. But when this Bakassi issue happens and the issue of Ogoni is happening, you send a very wrong signal. I mean, it therefore shows that maybe we're trying to promote what Negroponte predicted, that by 2015 Nigeria is going to break up.
So the government should do
something about it to stop it. Before we start seeing other people taking the cue from this and saying, look, we also want to succeed. Before we know it, it could start like this, like it's starting from, it's starting like from this small circle. But
it would appear what the people of Bakassi are asking for is exactly what the people of Ogoni
are asking for. I mean, it's almost the same thing.
Almost the same thing.
The significance should not be lost.
Bakassi was the oil-producing area, you understand, of that state. Bakassi was the oil-producing area, and yet there's nothing to show for it.
And
even before the seeding, you understand, it was one of the worst developed areas in this country. So I would also say here that my appeal is that before this thing gets out of hand, now that we can still manage it, we do not want conflict. Conflict at this point is not good for this country, because already the country has enough security situation to deal with. We do not want violence, and government can stop all this, you understand, prevent all this by resettling the people properly. And also human development. I mean, they granted amnesty to some people and paid out so much money, but the youth of Bakassi are roaming the streets. They don't go to school. They are not employed. They don't have any, skill acquisition. No program for them. So all these things should immediately be put in place for the children of Bakassi, for the youth. The elderly should be taken off the road before they die, of sleeping outside.